Welcome back to ILTV on the Hour. We're live in Israel, bringing you the biggest headlines from the region. I'm Caleb Ben David, and today is day 724 of the war in Gaza. And here are today's top stories. President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu are meeting today at the White House to discuss the U.S. proposal to end the Gaza war. The meeting will begin at 11 a.m. Washington time, that's 6 p.m. here in Israel, followed by a lunch and press conference. Trump is characteristically optimistic about its chances to stop the fighting and free the hostages. Writing on his Truth Social platform, Trump said, "We have a real chance for greatness in the Middle East. All are on board for something special. First time ever, we'll get it done." Vice President J.D. Vance, speaking to Fox News, was more cautiously optimistic.
These things can get derailed at the very last minute. So while I remain very hopeful, I am cautiously hopeful. I'm going to let the diplomats continue to work on this. But our principle here is very simple. We want all the hostages to come home. We want Hamas to no longer be a terror threat to the state of Israel.
Netanyahu met yesterday with U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff and Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner, both of whom have played key roles in crafting the 21-point plan. Netanyahu made clear going into today's discussion that he sees the proposal as very much a work in progress, telling reporters, quote, "We're working on it. It has not been finalized yet, but we're working with President Trump's team." Now, some of the 21 points in the plan are positions that Netanyahu has already said Israel rejects, such as an eventual role for the Palestinian Authority in the governance of Gaza and the renewal of peace talks that sees Palestinian statehood as a final goal. Well, ahead of the meeting, the families of the 48 remaining hostages in Gaza sent a letter to President Trump, thanking him for his efforts to end the war, telling him, quote, "You alone have the strength to push this deal to the finish line." Although the letter does not explicitly criticize Prime Minister Netanyahu or his government, it implores him to stand firm against any attempts to sabotage the deal and says his dual focus on ending the war and bringing all 48 hostages home stands in stark contrast to the expanded war that Israel is currently conducting. Now, following up on yesterday's car-ramming terror attack near Kedumim in Judea and Samaria, the IDF have published the name of the soldier who was killed in the attack. 21-year-old Staff Sergeant Inbar Avraham Kav from Lotem was killed during operational activity at the Jeet Junction. A preliminary investigation into the event shows that Inbar and another soldier were driving in a military jeep in the area when they spotted a suspicious Palestinian truck driver driving erratically behind them. When the two pulled over, 24-year-old driver Mahmoud Akkad from Nablus accelerated his truck towards the soldiers, attempting to run them over. The terrorist was quickly neutralized by IDF forces at the scene, but Staff Sergeant Kav was critically injured in the attack and later succumbed to his wounds at Beilinson Hospital in Petah Tikva. Inbar served in the Paratroopers Brigade's 89th Battalion. May his memory be a blessing. In other security news, late-night sirens were sounded across central Israel after the IDF detected a launch from the Iranian-backed Houthis in Yemen. The IDF confirmed that the projectile was intercepted by Israeli fighter jets on its way to Israel, and there were no reports of injuries or damages caused. The Houthis claimed responsibility for the attack, saying that military targets were targeted in Jaffa and Eilat. Now, the Houthis have long been attacking Israel since the start of Israel's war with Hamas. Most recently, that Houthi drone that exploded in Eilat, injuring 20 people, 2 who are still in serious condition. Israel struck back at the Houthis hard after the incident in Eilat, hitting several targets in the Yemeni capital Sana'a. But for now, it remains to be seen whether Israel will act in response to the latest Houthi attack. And that ends this bulletin on the hour. But of course, stay tuned to I-24 for all the latest developments, in-depth reports, and exclusive insights into the stories shaping the region and the world. To access our app, you can scan the QR code there on your screen. Thanks for joining us. I'm Caleb Ben David, and stay with us on ILTV.